Chapter 3. Therapy speaking about our disorders. For everyone looking for a disorder to explain why they feel so burnt out, all diagnosis is principally an act of self-diagnosis. We're now the bosses in control of becoming our authentic selves, which means we're now the therapists in charge of diagnosing the many disorders we believe are holding us back from our true potential. Of course, mental health is real, and many people suffer from disorders in ways far worse than burning out in pursuit of upward mobility. If achievement society positively coerces productivity by dangling the possibility of riches and happiness, it also maintains a standing reserve of severely disordered people left to indefinitely live on the streets as a grim reminder of what happens if you don't choose to optimize yourself. The unspoken takeaway is that if the state is unwilling to help those who visibly can't help themselves, then whatever less severe disorder you've voluntarily diagnosed yourself as having will surely need to be healed on your own too. From the most common human experiences like sadness, shyness, irritation, fear, or disappointment comes a seemingly endless number of possible disorders to choose from. Blaming a flaw in your neurology as the sole cause of these feelings is a way of creating a kind of conspiracy of the self by attributing false causality to universally shared emotions. For example, if you're burnt out from staring at a laptop for 8+ hours a day, you could say the task itself is depleting your attention span. Or you could pin your inability to focus on having ADHD. Every self-diagnosed disorder provides its adoptee an identity and social etiquette they can model themselves after, a kind of ready-made self that exempts them from the exhausting and perilous project of needing to invent themselves from scratch.
Hi, my name is Asa. I am a member of the DID system, and I'm also a bearded vulturetharian.
Despite all the emphasis on being unique, the prevalence of these self-diagnosed disorders suggests there's a comfort in being a known type, rendering you identifiably normal on some level rather than singularly flawed.
Like a very neurodivergent thing to do is you tell me a story and I reciprocate with a story of a similar vein to show, oh, I understand.
This is the tension at the core of online discourse about self-diagnosis. On one hand, to have a disorder is treated as a debilitating hindrance that requires special accommodation, while on the other hand, disorder takes on the glamour of a quirky identity trait, a superpower in disguise that actually helps you function even more effectively. These two ideas contradict each other, but share the end result of affirmative encouragement. With nothing but upside, it's completely understandable that some people would want to be disordered or even talk themselves into it.